She was barefoot the night she saved him. The shoes cost her everything, but they gave him a future worth more than $60 million. A barefoot girl in Lagos removed her only pair of shoes and pushed them toward a trembling boy under a bridge. She never learned his last name, never expected to see him again, never asked for thanks. 20 years later, a billionaire philanthropist would step into a crumbling orphanage slated for demolition. And standing there, barefoot, was the girl who saved his life. Neither of them knew they were seconds away from remembering everything. Daniel Okoye woke at 5:30 in the morning in a glass house overlooking Banana Island. The water outside was still, too still. The house was silent, not peaceful, just empty. No family photos, no laughter trapped in the walls, nothing personal. A robotic voice announced his schedule. Board meeting. Land acquisition finalized. $18 million transferred. Daniel nodded, already dressed. Tailored suit, Italian leather shoes worth more than his first 10 years of life combined. He walked past a wall of awards and paused at a locked drawer. Inside was a plastic bag, folded carefully. Inside it, a pair of children's sandals, cracked, one strap torn. He touched them the way some people touch a wedding ring. Every morning, the same thought returned. Where is she? Those sandals were 20 years old. He had carried them through foster homes, through nights sleeping in abandoned buses, through university dorms, through his first office, through every success. They were the reason he never forgot where he came from. They were the reason he couldn't stop searching. 20 years earlier. Lagos, Nigeria. Rain season. Daniel was 11 and had been on the street for 9 days. His father was gone. His mother had died quietly in a hospital hallway because they didn't have the money to continue treatment. Daniel ran, not because he wanted to, because the house felt haunted. He slept under a bridge near Ujelegba. Rain-soaked cardboard. Hunger twisted his stomach into something sharp and cruel. By day 6, he stopped begging. His voice was gone. By day 9, he couldn't feel his feet. That's when he saw her. Her name was Amina Bello. She was 10. She lived with her aunt and 3 cousins in a one-room apartment with no electricity. Her aunt sold akara in the mornings. Amina helped after school. That night, Amina was walking home from the market when she saw a boy curled under the bridge. His clothes were soaked. His feet were bleeding. People walked past him. They always did. Amina stopped. Her cousin tugged her arm. "Leave him, he's street." But Amina looked closer. He wasn't street. He was cold. She knelt. "What's your name?" The boy tried to answer. Nothing came out. She took off her sandals, her only pair. Rubber soles worn thin, straps held together with thread. She pushed them toward him. "Take." Her cousin gasped. "Amina, you'll walk barefoot." Amina shrugged. "He needs them more." Daniel stared. "No," he whispered. "You'll be cold." She smiled. "I'm used to it." She slid them onto his feet. They fit perfectly. Amina came back the next night, and the next. She brought leftover akara, sometimes rice wrapped in paper. She came barefoot every time. After a week, her aunt noticed. "Amina, where are your shoes?" Amina told her. Her aunt was silent for a long time. The next day, Amina's plate was fuller. No one said anything. They just adjusted. For 3 months, Amina fed Daniel. When the rain worsened, she brought plastic sheets. When he coughed, her aunt brought herbs.
When he shook for fever, they sat with him under the bridge until dawn. They had nothing. They gave anyway. One night, a social worker came. Daniel had been reported. He would be placed in a government shelter. Daniel panicked. "I'll come back," he said to Amina. "I'll come back when I'm successful." She laughed. "You don't need to be successful." "I'll build you a house," he insisted. She shook her head. "Just don't forget me." She untooed the blue thread from her wrist, a cheap bracelet she'd worn for years, and tied it around his ankle. "So you remember." Daniel cried for the first time in months. He survived the shelter, then another, then another. He worked, studied, fell, got up. Every time life crushed him, he touched the sandals. Someone saw me. That belief carried him. By 30, he was wealthy. By 35, he was famous. By 40, he was empty. So he searched. 5 years. Investigators, NGOs, churches, market records. Amina Bello was too common. No trace. So Daniel did what he could do best. He built. Schools, shelters, orphanages, all near bridges, all near markets, all near places someone like Amina would be helping, waiting. That night, Daniel attended a local community hearing. An old orphanage, Unity Haven, was about to be demolished. Daniel intended to buy the land, but something told him to go himself. The building smelled of dust and old hope. Children lined the walls. A woman stood at the front, arguing fiercely. "You cannot close this place without somewhere for these children to go." Her voice cut through the room. Daniel froze. Not her face, her voice. He knew it. She stood barefoot. Daniel's heart slammed. "What is your name?" he asked quietly. She turned. "Amina Bello." The room disappeared. Daniel's breath shook. "Did you ever give a boy your shoes under Legba Bridge?" Amina's hand flew to her mouth. "Daniel?" Daniel reached into his bag. He pulled out the sandals. Amina collapsed into a chair. "You kept them." "I kept everything." She untooed the blue thread from her wrist, faded, frayed. They matched. 20 years held their breath. Behind closed doors, they talked. Amina never married. She worked with abandoned children. Daniel told her everything. "You saved me." "I just gave you shoes." "You gave me dignity." She cried. "So what now?" Daniel smiled. "Now I keep my promise." The demolition was canceled. Instead, the orphanage was rebuilt, expanded, dormitories, schools, a medical wing. Daniel named it the Amina Bello Home for Children. She refused at first, then accepted, only if she ran it. 5 years later, 300 children were housed, 120 adopted, 90 in university, 40 employed. Daniel funded programs nationwide. Amina trained caregivers. The story went viral, not because of money, because of shoes. One evening, Daniel knelt, not with diamonds, with the sandals, restored and framed. "I promised to build you a house," he said. "I built many." Amina laughed through tears. "Yes." They married quietly, barefoot. Children scattered flower petals. A sign hung at the entrance. "This place exists because a girl chose kindness when she had nothing." Being rich doesn't make you powerful. Choosing to care does. What do you have today that could change someone's tomorrow?